Faith Church, hope you're well. July 19th, another edition of House to House, Monday. Some of you know that out of four of my kids over the years have worked at Nugget Market. Great place to work. I'm not making any money for Nugget for this, but it's been a great place for my kids to work. Nugget really works hard at treating their customers well. In fact, they're not even allowed to call them customers. They have to call them guests. When you go to Nugget Market, you're a guest. But needless to say, two of my kids have worked there during COVID, and it's been really interesting to me, instructive actually, to hear them tell stories about some of the conflict that's happened in there. They've seen on numerous occasions people who have come in disregarding some of the social distancing and mask requirements that the public health officials have said, and it's caused a lot of difficulty in the store. There's also been people who've come in and really been chastising people who are not wearing masks, even though now we're not required to wear masks, and just lots of conflict around this, not from the employees, but from the guests. And this is a store that's just trying to make people feel welcome. Obviously, to make a dollar, they're a business, but they're trying to make people feel welcome. I'm grateful that in this community of faith, that really for the most part, we have not allowed those kinds of divisions to divide us, as they have tragically in even other churches, other congregations. We just preached recently about Christ's command in the New Testament to welcome one another over and over again. And as I've told you before, one of the hallmark characteristics of this congregation has been, I think, hospitality, your desire to welcome one another. I'm so grateful that you have walked with us as we've tried our best to wisely and humbly navigate the moving target here on how we are to keep safe during this pandemic. I think some of that comes from our experience as a congregation, having gone through this in a real personal way and losing some of our dear members to this disease. Had some questions recently, really good questions from some folks here about how we're managing our times of gathering, especially on Sunday mornings, and thought it might be a good opportunity just to give a little refresher or just to get a different perspective on this, as our leadership has tried to make decisions around how we gather. Hospitality has, along with people's health, but hospitality has been at the center of our decisions. One of our goals is to make space for people here. Ideally, and someday this will happen again, we'll be able to gather all together without social distancing and masks and be in the same place, not even worshiping online. Those some may continue to have to do that, but ideally we want to be together. But in the meantime, there's really, as I thought about it, really three groups of people that we're trying to make space for here. There are some of you, others who are coming here who are, because of vaccination, otherwise they have an immunity to COVID, and they are ready to come and gather without social distancing and masks and be in a place where they can do that. And so we've set aside an entire half of our sanctuary on Sunday mornings for those of you who are in that place. We want to make space for you to come and to sit together and to take your masks off and just be here. And we've done that. There's a whole other group of people, and it might be larger than you think, who want to be here in person, but for a variety of different reasons, they're not able or not yet ready to just disregard some of those distancing and masks that we've been used to. And so to be here, they really need a space where that can happen. We've got folks here who are health-wise compromised, and they simply can't be in a non-socially distanced space as long as this virus is out there. And so we've set aside another half of our sanctuary to make space for those people so they can be here with us and worship in person. And then there's a third group of folks, and many of you are in that category, who just for lots of different reasons, they're not ready yet. You're not ready yet to come back and worship in person. And so because we continue to offering an online opportunity, a way to connect and worship, we've really wanted to make space for you as well. And So I would just, I want to just remind you and ask you to think with us about that. If you've had some confusion or even frustration about some of these things, just if you would remember that really our goal here is to make space, is to be hospitable for folks who are in those variety of different places in relationship to this pandemic. And again, I can't emphasize enough how grateful I am for our leadership and our whole community for your patience and forbearance with one another in this time. We're all looking forward to the day when we're not having to have these conversations anymore. We can think about other things. So thank you. The church is always going to be divided in some way. One of the biggest divisions I see here sometimes is between where people sit. People sit over here on this side and over here on this side. They may never meet each other. Or people that go to the 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock service oftentimes don't ever meet each other. And we've always, for years, had to navigate how do we connect people. We don't want these things to divide our congregation. So thank you for your perseverance and patience. Reminder that tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning at 7:30, we will be online, our prayer gathering. We're going to pray through Psalm 19. Was our psalm for yesterday. A beautiful psalm, and I think it'll be a great way to begin the day. The link is in the email here, and just invite you to come and pray with us. You don't even have to say a thing or turn your camera on, just to be there and listen and pray. We'd love to have you join us. So wherever you are today, blessings. May you know the love of God as your Father, the peace and grace of Christ, His Son, and the fellowship of the Spirit. Peace.